So thanks for checking out another one of my videos. This is part 2 of my Wisdom of the I Ching series, where I'm going to be reading a few bits and pieces from this book, A Guide to the I Ching by Carol K. Anthony. And so, yeah, I hope it's kind of helpful for you guys. This book definitely helped me. And the reason that I read from this instead of a direct translation of the I Ching is because the direct translation is a little bit cryptic and hard to understand, but Carol does a good job of giving a translation that kind of explains the translation, I guess, and puts it in terms that is easy to understand. So, yeah. Okay, so actually before I get started reading some of this, my therapist taught me this really cool breathing exercise that kind of ties into this, actually. So what you do is you breathe in compassion, so you just think to yourself compassion, and then when you breathe out acceptance. And then you can do it the other way around too, where you breathe in acceptance and out compassion. So you can do it both ways, so you just acceptance, compassion, and yeah, because that goes along with this book, I think. And I like it. Okay, it's like a mantra, kind of. Okay, so the chapter I'm on is called Enthusiasm. The path of least resistance is non-resistance. Through listening to or tolerating our ego's wanting, wondering, or worrying, we develop enthusiasm for the solutions it proposes, a deluded enthusiasm. By working patiently and steadily on correcting and balancing our inner attitude, the obstructions that stand between us and our goals will disappear by themselves. Tao, the way in which flows the creative energy of the universe, involves being open to the hidden and diverse ways in which the cosmos works to benefit all. We patiently allow ourselves to be used by the master playwright in the creative drama. We remain alert to the new things required of us. Ego elements are always present when we contrive solutions, strive to influence, adopt postures or attitudes, or press ourselves on others. Ego-guided effort will fail. And the sage accomplishes his task without dwelling on it. The sage is reticent, self-forgiving, and modest. The goal is to follow the path with patient, modest acceptance. Indeed, the goal is only to follow the path, for there is no there to get to. There is only the path and the job of treading upon it as well as we can. We need not travel afar or seek exotic experiences. Everyday life presents us with all the situations we need to develop patience, modesty, restraint, and an open mind. To flow with time, to accept life modestly as it comes, to seek only to be sincere in one's way of life and true to oneself. This is the way of the Tao. We must cease listening to the thoughts that harp on a perceived loss of face or on a loss of influence. We must cease fantasizing how we appear in others' eyes. Such dependence on personal success comes from the ego. Only selfless humility sets armies moving in our behalf. Our ego always believes that it alone has the power to manipulate events, a deluded and dangerous point of view. When we no longer feel any need to convince, contend with, or woo people, when we no longer try to employ giant steps or skip steps in order to make swift progress, when we no longer try to achieve something without working for it, then we gather others to follow the good. Inner independence is the power that sets armies moving toward what is good. Doubt not. People cannot and should not fight against the debilitating power of our doubts. The correct attitude is nothing short of relinquishing totally the resistance and longing put forward by the childish heart. And the next chapter is called Following. Follow one's values, no matter how difficult this seems. Only by being loyal and true to ourselves are we able to be loyal and true to others. We cling to our inner truth, inner awareness, as if it were the North Star laying out a path across the ocean, gliding us toward that which we cannot see. Like that. And the next one, work on what has been spoiled, correcting decadent habits of mind and tolerating what is spoiled in others. Okay. Doubt is an actively destructive force, locking people into the vicious circle of no progress. By developing ourselves, the rescue of others will become possible. Only through self-development and serving that which is higher, universal truth, can we attain unity with others. Okay, the next one is called Contemplation. View. By one's thoughts, one commands. The adversity we often see as fate being against us is beneficial because through it we grow spiritually. If we retain our humility, everything will happen at the correct time. If we observe the principle of advancing with the openings and retreating with the closings, we will have placed the limits on ourselves that are essential to have a creative effect on people. We may achieve great and good things simply by maintaining an open mind and a humble acceptance of events. The next one's called Biting Through, getting to the truth of the matter. It is only by making mistakes that we learn to correct ourselves. The next one's called Grace, self-important intervention. True grace refers to possessing an open mind, humility, simplicity, and acceptance. True grace is to let go unconditionally because we realize that only the unknown understands how to bring about the correct solution. We realize that true power and grace of simplicity, acceptance, and dependence on the higher power. Okay. We also ride in a carriage when we skip steps to accept unity before the correct conditions are firmly established. This is to use dubious means to achieve our goals. If we allow ourselves to be led blindly, inner truth will surface. And that's in response to the needs of the moment to show us the correct way. In the I Ching, how you achieve something is more important than whether it is achieved. We return to simplicity when we recognize that we do not have the answers. We should also free ourselves from the doubt implied in thinking we need to possess the answers. Instead of the brilliance of questioning, we fall back on the simplicity of acceptance. Sometimes we distrust being silent and reserved. There is nothing wrong with having nothing to say. Okay, the next one is called Splitting Apart. Disbelieving the power of non-action, or in the power of just being. It does not further one to go anywhere. Even to contemplate intervention is to split apart from our path. The superior man does not fear adversity. He understands that it is often the only means by which we may grow and correct decadent attitudes towards life. Thus, life, with its adversity, is the workplace for developing our higher consciousness. Next one, return, the turning point. Retreat from the dark power of pride and desire. We retreat from resistance and return to inner discipline, humility, and acceptance. I know it's repetitive, but yeah, the concepts just I think need to sink in sometimes. And there's so much in this book, so I recommend reading it, because see, there's so much, and I'm just reading stuff that I highlighted. So yeah. So we should sacrifice pride, let go of the situation, and return to serene perseverance. We have not been abandoned by fate. Were it not for adversity and challenge, we would not grow. Next one, the taming power of the great. Dealing with crescendo of awfulness situations. So when the shit hits the fan or bad things keep happening. Yeah. Our power grows to the extent that we are willing to trust the unknown. Next one, the corners of the mouth, providing nourishment. Watch how you nourish yourselves on fantasy, wanting, wondering, worrying, and on feelings of alienation. These constitute a bowl of worms. Beyond doing our best, we must allow to happen what will happen. Tranquility is restorative. To doubt is to be oppressed by feelings of hopelessness. These soon pervade everything we do. The lures of seduction are false paths. Although they seem to promise happiness, the promise is never fulfilled, because here we are dealing with delusion. Our responsibility is to work to rescue the others to whom we are connected by inner ties. We rescue them by remaining conscientious and serving what is high and good within ourselves. When success occurs, it is always due to having engaged the help of the higher power. The sage is readily available to all who seek help, without exception. Anyone who is sincere and open-minded will find himself aided and nourished if he consults the I Ching. Okay, the next one, the abysmal, water. Ambition and presumption always leads to danger. Danger in the I Ching refers to any emotion that leads to the thought of giving up or to abandoning the steady, slow path of patient perseverance. Keep still, for any effort to change the situation only makes it worse. All energy must be put toward relating properly and silencing inner conflict until we cease thinking of giving up and until the correct remedy shows itself. Desire and envy occur because at some time in our past we learned to doubt the healing power of truth. We also learned impatience, rejecting the way of the creative, to mend things through the vehicle of time. True and enduring happiness can be attained only by establishing the conditions that create it. The minute we congratulate ourselves on having good luck, it disappears. Wanting a thing to happen before it is ready to happen exposes us to the danger of doubt. Be content with small gains. If time is not ripe for a thing to happen, it will not happen. Next one, the clinging, fire. Through detachment and acceptance, we acquire a moderate and just view of things. We accept every twist and turn of events as something useful and essential to the creative process. Things are as they need be for purposes that we are not able to see. Docility enables us to understand and be patient with ourselves and others. Truth is never a glaring, harsh reality, white light. It is a moderate understanding, yellow light. A person with humility realizes that acquiring the help of the invisible sage is essential to every undertaking. Therefore, he is patient and persevering. Okay, just a little bit more. Influence, wooing. An influence is about to take place, an unexpected event that will challenge our inner stability. Okay, desire is driven by the doubt that things will not succeed by simply allowing them to work out on their own. Doubt, desire, ambition, and restless effort come from our childish ego. The slightest wave of the hand moves molecules all the way to the end of the universe. The slightest change, it is also true that the slightest change in our inner attitude affects those to whom we are connected, however far away they may be. In wondering, we doubt the creative. We must not even allow the fear of doing wrong to cause us to lose our receptivity. Okay, and the last one I'm going to do is duration. Go on as before without wavering or changing direction. We pay attention only to that which is put directly before us to do. Keep attuned to the needs of the moment. It is enough that we have the strength to withdraw from our mistakes and return to acceptance and composure. As for the future, we must let happen what will happen. If we cease striving and let go, events will define the correct course of action. We need to let go of distrust and put our fears and worries in the hands of the unknown. We must follow our own path strictly. Only our inner independence and good example strengthens and aids others. Okay, so I hope that was kind of helpful. I kind of left it up to you to kind of get your own interpretation of those things. So yeah, I recommend that book, and I'm going to do a part 3 and possibly a part 4, depending on how long it takes me to get through that. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, and subscribe to my channel and watch my other videos. Okay, well, yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.